My grandpa found his Ricoh Single X TLS film camera sitting on the side of the road when he was deployed in Vietnam. After returning to the States, he found a roll of undeveloped film inside, and so he got it developed. When he went to later pick up the pictures, he took one look at them and immediately threw them away.
Oh, it was color. It was color.
Decades later, when I asked if he had an extra film camera lying around, he gave it to me, told me the story, and I promised that I would redeem the camera for him.
I'm low-key so jealous.
I got started with film photography, I want to say, in college. And just something about it, it was tangible. It was a piece of art that, you could take the picture and then you could get it and, hold it. I really liked that. Though it did seem very expensive, it also seemed very worth it.
My name is Gianna Giambrone. I've been an amateur film photographer for roughly 3 years.
I got started in film photography, I want to say I got my film camera in 2021. When the first roll I got developed, it was very overexposed. You could barely pick out what the picture was, and you're just kind of okay, it's fine. And it kind of put me down a little bit because I'm oh, I guess it's not as easy as I thought.
I was still learning ISO and brightness, and I took a lot of photos kind of near sunset, thinking it'd be bright enough. And then I got them, and they ended up being a lot darker. You could still kind of see it, but it was one of those things where you're no.
There's something about the process being somewhat longer. Digital, you get it right back. And you don't have to worry about film getting ruined. Recently, I spent $117 on 6 rolls of film that I ruined pretty much. I only got a third of it back.
Yeah, digital is way easier. It's a lot more convenient. And I think there's a great place for digital. But I think it's also the process. I think there's a great satisfaction of trial and error that I really enjoy, at least. I think it's very important that we as people experience something like that.
I think doing the hard thing, even though there's an alternative, it's I think it's just about your passion for it. It depends on perspective. It's yeah, maybe it didn't turn out as you thought when you took it. And film has its days where it's sometimes it takes photos that you're just wow, it actually is really nice. And then sometimes it just doesn't work because it's maybe it was underexposed, maybe it was overexposed. You'll never know until you take the picture.
In life, usually when I put myself through any kind of hardship, it usually turns out okay. When we mess up, we look at that and then we move on. And that's kind of how life is in general, so.
Nothing good in this life came easy. But I understand that these things that the Lord has set in place and these obstacles and seasons in life that are put in place that challenge me, I know are going to be for the better. Not only just for myself, but for the people around me. I see a lot of that in film photography, not to get super spiritual about it. But it is harder. It is a lot more difficult. But I know I'll be better for it. And it makes that picture so much more meaningful. The limitations make that meaningful.